Jesse Waters of Fox News, of The Five, and of Waters World is on with me. His book was just published 2 days ago, How I Saved the World. And it's a wonderful book, and it's needed some lightness as well. I mean, it's a lot of thought in it, but it's the lightness with which he carries it out that is worthy. I know you know this. I mean, I assume you know this. How do you explain it? It would be fun to get your answer. It is the second best-selling book in the United States of America of all types on Amazon.
You know who's beating me? I saw earlier today Reese Witherspoon's book club recommendation is beating me. Now, Dennis, I have no beef with Reese. She seems like a very fine woman. But if you are not a fan of Hollywood, go out and buy my book, How I Saved the World, so we can defeat Reese. And that is nothing personal, Reese, but this book is much more important than that book. And I say that without any bias.
My book, believe it or not, I've Bible commentary, 5 volumes, third volume's coming out this year. When the first volume came out, it was number 2 in the country.
Oh, nice.
We're really nice considering the subject. But I'm only mentioning this because number 1, because that's the thing we're most interested in, right? If you're number 2, gee, what's number 1?
Right.
And clearly you had the same curiosity. Mine was I think it was a fictional story about a gay frog.
Isn't that poetic?
Yes, right. Bible commentary 2,
Right,
Gay Frog 1.
So right now, I think Bill O'Reilly's Killing the Mob is number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list. So if I, this Sunday, am able to knock off Bill, my guy, that would bring this thing full circle. So if you want to see that happen, go to Amazon and make it happen for us.
I don't follow the New York Times bestseller list. I think it's fraudulent. So I don't like Amazon for 1,000 reasons, but I do believe that their data are accurate on book sales.
Dennis, if I am not number 1 on the Times list, then I would agree with you. It is fraudulent. But if I am number 1,
then clearly,
totally legit.
I love you for that. That is such an honest answer. So a final question. You had mentioned about meaning, and that is the whole thing, and we're so in sync on that. So what gives your life meaning?
Well, I happen to be at a job that I love, and am so grateful for that opportunity because I know that not everybody in the country has that. A lot of people go and punch the clock, and it's 9 to 5, and they have a bad boss, and it's just a paycheck. I don't know. I got fired from about 5 jobs before I landed at Fox. I got fired as a waiter. I got fired as a bellman. I got fired in the financial services industry. Apparently, you have to have a basic grasp of arithmetic to handle millions of dollars of other people's money. So I landed at Fox. I was actually before Fox at the Pataki re-election campaign, Republican here in New York, and we had an attorney general candidate who was running against Eliot Spitzer, who was the original Love Gov. Remember, he was...
I do remember, yep.
Mr. Black Sox, and I was in charge of opposition research, and apparently I had forgotten and not noticed that he was sleeping with every single prostitute up and down the East Coast. So many jobs I had had before Fox, I finally got there, and it stuck. So I love talking about what I believe in. I love talking about this country. I'm a people person, so I also hit the streets and talk to the folks and hear what they have to say and then communicate that energy on air from the studio. And I just care so much about this country that I don't want to see it hurt. I want to see it continue to thrive. And that's why I'm in the arena of ideas. We got to debate this and persuade people. And I love persuading people with words, but also with humor and also with ridicule, because it's a very powerful and potent item. And you remember Jon Stewart, Dennis, used to just totally ridicule Republicans for that run he had. And it was so effective that Republicans were running scared. But when you're a conservative with a sense of humor, Democrats don't like that. They police humor because they understand the power of ridicule, and they're experts. And if you shatter their credibility, and that can really hurt their control. And it also humanizes a conservative and makes them likable. Democrats don't want us to be likable. They want to dehumanize us because it's easier to destroy someone who's subhuman, and that's why they try to cancel us, because they don't think we deserve to be able to put food on our table to feed our family. So this is the action that I'm involved in, and I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Nice. I have one more. I said I had one more. I have one more after my one more. I have a feeling I know your answer, but so I'm not asking it for your answer, but for a follow-up. But would you debate Chris Cuomo?
I would. I wouldn't know what I'd get out of it, and because I'm not going to change his mind, so it would just be kind of a prize fight. But if the price is right.
Well, the reason I asked it is I would debate any of these guys, but my belief is none of them would debate us.
Right.
And that's the point that I was driving at, that they are afraid to debate us, but it is not reciprocal.
The reason for that is because we're armed with the facts, and they're not. The facts are not on their side. So they're not used to having guests come on their show and defend their ideas with facts. But that's what we do here at Fox. That's what you do on the radio and on your podcast. And that's why people come to people like us, because they want to know the reason behind why they feel the way they do. And it makes them feel secure in their belief system, that their beliefs are based on reality. And it's very hard to argue with someone that has a reality that backs them up, because, you can say pretty much anything you want. You can say Republicans are defunding the police. You can say there's not a crime wave. You can say all these things, but if no one's calling you out, then it's just a lie, and it's easy, and it's an easy lie, and they get away with easy, cheap lies.
That's right.
On the other side, and that does a great disservice to the country.
All right, everybody, let's move the book to number 1, How I Saved the World. Jesse Waters. It's great to talk to you, Jesse.
You're the best, Dennis. Thank you, and I love your audience.
Thank you. All right, 1-8-PRAGER 776. Return in a moment.